Hello there, everybody. My name is Waddles. What's going on? I hope you're doing well, and I'm super excited and glad to say that today I've got footage of the Battlefield V closed alpha. That's right, today's video is the new Battlefield game, alpha footage. Drop a like if you're excited about this new game, or if you enjoy this style of video, or the footage in general of the video. This video in particular will be a combination of random, stream of thoughts like I usually do, and a little bit of a mini review of the gameplay. Not really like the alpha itself and the maybe like rewards or features that you're supposed to work towards and, that kind of stuff. It's strictly about the gameplay, the match, and what I personally felt here. Take this by no means as, a professional review or something. It's not something I do. I'm just gonna say what I think, okay? Yup, that's cool. So, I was pretty excited when I checked my email the other day and realized I had an email from EA. Now, at first I was like, okay, this is kind of not legit. This is fake. Why would I get an alpha code? But I was invited to the closed alpha, and I tried the code out, and it definitely worked. So, I started, planning and getting excited. I've never been invited to a Battlefield program or a Battlefield thing like this before, so it's a first for me. Now, I should say, in case you don't know, Battlefield V is the newest Battlefield game, releasing on October 11th of this year, so in the fall in a couple of months. It's a World War II themed game, which follows the theme of the previous game, Battlefield 1, being a World War I focused game, so it was pretty anticipated in general from the community and definitely from myself. I love a good World War II shooter game. Now, yes, I know you're wondering, will it have Battle Royale just like Fortnite and PUBG? Well, yes, it will have Battle Royale just like Fortnite and PUBG, but with the Battlefield mechanics. Well, I mean, actually, I guess they didn't say you could, but I mean, that would be not cool if you couldn't. I'm assuming you can. I mean, anyways, this is the closed alpha of the game. This is not a finished game, it's a in-development game. If you're familiar with something like Minecraft, this is something like a snapshot, a really early snapshot, just a little teaser of what's to come. In the alpha, there is basic gameplay, there's conquest, and there is grand operations, which is kind of like defending your flags from getting blown up or trying to blow up certain flags, basically. Now, there is the 4 classes, and there is some tanks and airplanes. I did not fly an airplane, and sadly, I couldn't get a tank either, but I'm still playing it. I've put a few hours into this thing. It's super, super fun. That's my initial thoughts on this whole thing, and it's just enjoyable. Basically, it's a mini Battlefield game. Not a lot of guns to unlock. Well, no guns to unlock right now, but there is the 4 classes, Scout, Assault, Medic, and Support to play as here. So you probably don't know, I don't think I ever talked about it, but I'm a big fan of the Battlefield series. I think I was introduced back when I was in like middle school or something to the series from my friend, and I started playing Battlefield 2. We would play Battlefield 2 together and beat bots and then play other Battlefield games together, and we probably weren't very good, or at least I know I was definitely not very good at all, but it was really fun. I fell in love with the series. I can remember versing bots on like Strike at Karkand, I think the map was called, and just thinking I was a god because I could kill the computer with ease, and never mind that they were on easy difficulty or anything, I was just a beast, right? And then I got into the other games, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1. I think I did have Battlefield Bad Company 2, but I couldn't run it on my potato laptop at the time, so never got to play that one. But I played Battlefield Heroes as well, in case you remember that. WoW, RIP. I just remember that the other day. That was a throwback for sure. But I've been a longtime fan of the series, basically, and I put a lot of hours into Battlefield 1, the most recent Battlefield game. Now, I've already summed up what was in the game, so right here, the footage that you've been watching this whole time is me playing. I was decently okay in the closed alpha, or at least I thought I was. I had a lot of fun playing it. Now, there is only one map, it's the snow map. I did find some graphics that I might throw up on the screen, kind of detailing exactly what is in the alpha totally. But just this one map here, I did play both game modes. Both were fun, but I'm a big Conquest fan. Now, Conquest is basically just capture the flags, in case you don't know. So nothing new here in terms of some crazy innovative gameplay. There's no Battle Royale stuff in the game right now. Sorry if you're looking for that, but it's not here yet. The game modes are both fun. I definitely enjoyed Conquest a lot more, but I've always been a Conquest fan in terms of Battlefield. Just love the whole capture the flag mechanic and everything. And there's tickets again, or at least I think it's called tickets. Basically what that means is that both teams start at something like 1,000 points and they tick down. The first one to 0 is the winner, right? No, is the first one to 0 I don't know. Basically your points tick down, right? Now in general, the game. The mini review part is here. What do I think about what was happening in specific in this game? I probably put about 3 or 4 hours into the alpha for reference, in case you're wondering. I would say that I have a pretty good feel of the game at this point, but by no means not some experienced professional feel or something like that. It's only 3 or 4 hours. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is how it performed. I know when Battlefield V was announced, there was some pretty crazy, like, minimum specs and recommended specs recommended for this game, and I was like, yikes, I'm gonna definitely have to upgrade my machine if I want to play this game. Now, of course, this is all on computer right here, and in terms of performance, how did it run compared to Battlefield 1? It ran pretty much the same, which is a big relief to me. I was very concerned that something wouldn't work with my computer and it would just be really laggy and really terrible, unbearable, and no, that's not the case. I didn't have to go in and adjust any settings or anything in terms of visuals, so I was pretty happy there. Now, I can only expect it to run better on the full release because I would assume there's more optimization that gets done, so pretty relieved about that. It does run pretty similar to Battlefield 1, at least in my experience. So now in terms of actual gameplay or mechanics. This game plays pretty similar to Battlefield 1, but I would say a little bit faster paced. Now, of course, we have to take this with a grain of salt because I was playing one map over and over again, and the map did feel kind of small. Not tiny, but not some huge, expansive map. So the games that I played were definitely, in general, a little bit more faster paced. Meaning, it felt like I was killing people a little faster, getting killed a little faster, getting into fights a little bit more often, and then also having to watch out a whole lot more because there seemed to be people coming at me almost from everywhere. Again, this could be attributed to the gameplay of the map and how each map would play in particular, but definitely it felt a little bit faster than Battlefield 1, which is nice, because to me, one of the big things that I had a problem with in Battlefield 1 is that sometimes it seemed like it took a while to kill somebody. Maybe you kill 2 people and then you die because you need to reload, so that wasn't really happening here. Now, I didn't get in a bunch of big firefights, but definitely a lot faster seeming to kill people. Now, I thought the spotting was really interesting here because, you know, you could typically spot like normal, and I'm a type of player that likes to spot somebody and then try and kill them. Especially if I'm sniping, it just makes it easier for me, and also maybe my teammate sees and helps me out a little bit. Now, the spotting was kind of odd because I would spot somebody and then it would put a marker on the map kind of in the vicinity of where I was aimed, basically saying, hey, maybe there's people here. So it seems like you can spot an area on the map where you see people, not directly a person, and there's an arrow there that your teammates can see. So kind of like, hey, watch out. Now, I don't know if my teammates really could see this. I didn't really see it happen for me, so maybe it was just something I could see, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, there was names, too, by these arrows, almost like callouts, if you will, like a specific area of the map. I thought that was kind of interesting. I really hope the community of this game doesn't start to get crazy about these location callouts and stuff if this is an actual thing, but I mean, I guess I can just ignore it and play casually like I want to play. I don't like to take these things too seriously, really. But yeah, the spotting was really interesting. Different. I don't know if I don't like it, but I don't know if I really liked it. It was definitely just different. It takes some getting used to, at least for me. Now, the tank gun, the secondary tank machine gun thing, was weak. It seemed like that was weak, and it seemed like that was almost a common theme in terms of some stationary equipment as well. Some of the anti-aircraft guns just seemed to do less damage than they really did in Battlefield 1, which is, I guess, good and bad. Some of the stationary equipment in Battlefield 1 seems really OP. However, this seemed very under OP. Especially this secondary tank machine gun that I was in. I found that I was shooting, hitting a person, getting about half of their health gone, and then needing to reload, which is very difficult to really even be useful or effective in the tank when the primary tank gun could just switch to his machine gun, take care of it all, or shoot his gun and everything like that. So I don't know, that definitely needs some balancing in my opinion, but it's an alpha, you know. And while we're on the topic of the tank, while I was in the tank, and I was in it for quite some time, I couldn't tell that we were damaged. I don't know if that's something that's going to be changed, but I sure hope it is, because as a secondary person in the tank, if my tank is about to blow up, it would be very nice for me to know. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, my tank leader was healing the tank, and I didn't even know that it was damaged until when it was almost close to blowing up, which I didn't make it out of alive. It started making, you know, like a warning noise, which was scary, and I wish I could know what's going on with my car. Like, are we on fire? Are we hurting? I don't know, I was kind of left in the dark about that, and I really didn't like that about that. And, of course, it's Battlefield. You can still blow up buildings, you can still do that kind of stuff. Watch out for fire, it's not fun. You can crouch run, which was pretty useful. I felt a whole lot more sneaky, and I actually felt like I was crouched a lot of the times, and then I find out I was, and I was walking around and running around crouched. So, I think that's really cool. I really liked that. That was very nice in terms of sneaking around, because I am the type of player that likes to be a little sneaky and snipe and sneak up on people and do my stuff that way. Definitely seemed to really help me in terms of how I like to play the game. I also really loved, I didn't just like, I loved it that you could go around the map and find ammo from places. This means that I don't need to run after people who are on my team and hope that they actually do their job. I could go and resupply my ammo really easily, or health packs. I think health packs are there too, but the ammo is the really big thing. Definitely very helpful for, say, a sniper or something like that. I really liked that, and I hope that that stays. In terms of some other new features that I thought were kind of cool, squad spawning was really nice. Basically, the camera went into a third-person view behind your squad member, and if you chose to spawn there, you drop right in on them, right behind them, kind of where you saw. I just liked how it all played out and looked. Also, when you died, you could call for help, and then you kind of just got sent into a respawn screen. So, I don't know what I thought about that. Honestly, in Battlefield 1, I kind of liked how you could kind of wait as long as you wanted to respawn, and you weren't forced to redeploy. You were forced, you know, after like a minute, which is plenty of time. I just imagine an instance where a medic is so close to me, and then I respawn, and it counts as a death and something like that. So, don't know how I felt about that. It was different for sure, and it felt a little slow. That was the one thing about this game that felt slow to me, is the whole waiting to respawn. And other times I didn't want to respawn. I didn't want to call for help. I just wanted to get out of the screen that I died in instead of be taunted by the guy standing right next to my body or something like that. And then in terms of bugs, I didn't actually experience what seemed like too many crazy bugs. There was definitely instances when I swore I was aimed at someone and nothing was registering. I guess it could just be a misaim on my part, but that was definitely odd. It seemed like I could shoot through some walls really easy sometimes, and then there was one instance of a game crash. I got shot at by a tank, and the whole game froze and completely crashed, but other than that, not that really many bugs. I was surprised, honestly, by how well the game performed and ran, and relatively problem-free it was for me. But, however, like I said, it's an alpha, so lots of stuff could change. There could be bugs, some of the stuff that I was talking about. Maybe the tank damage was just a bug or something, and I have no clue. I like what I saw here. The game is a little bit more faster paced. The game really felt almost more similar in nature to Battlefield 3 and 4, where you could get in a fight with somebody and reload and fight somebody else real quick, or kill multiple people with one clip of ammo. So I really did like that, and I'm excited to see what happens with this game in a beta, and then of course in a full release. I think that's all I had to ramble about. Sorry if it was rambly. I hope you enjoyed the video, though. To sum up the gameplay, it was 2 separate games. I did pretty well in. The first one I was 5-1, and then the second one I was 10-9. So not as good, but still enjoyable. Second game I played a lot more aggressive and was capturing flags and stuff. The first one I kind of laid back and did some sniping, which I had a lot of fun doing in general. leave a like and maybe subscribe if you haven't yet. If you enjoyed my commentary, if you enjoyed this footage, I hope I wasn't too rambly, but I know I kinda was. Would you like to see more Battlefield V gameplay, maybe when it comes out, or if there is a beta program that I'm invited to? Let me know what you're thinking down below as well. My name is Waddles, thank you for watching, and go have a good day. I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.